Welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast with your hosts, the Brothers Newland. Now, let's talk toys.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
I'm John.
And I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast. You're probably confused. It's been a minute, but we're back. It's been 2 minutes. We took an extended break for over Christmas, and then it just kind of extended on, and trying to get time to record. Hey, sometimes life gets in the way, but we're back. So welcome back to the Toy Rewind Podcast. You're listening to episode 136. We're going to talk about a toy line. Oh, wait. No. I gotta get this right. Welcome to episode 136 of the Toy Rewind Podcast, where the three of us look back at toy lines from our childhood and give you a history lesson about how that toy line was created and ended up possibly in your house. This week, we're going to rewind back to 1996, and we're going to talk about hockey. Oh, sorry. We're going to talk about a toy line by Mattel about the Mighty Ducks. It's all about the Mighty Ducks. So we're going to talk about hockey. We're going to have some fun talking about hockey, but it's all about a toy line and a cartoon and ducks, because
Not the movies.
the only thing that Disney does better than ducks is mice. And so, this day and age, it was all ducks. So me and John have already talked about that.
Yeah, Mice on Ice didn't do well, apparently.
It took a minute to get that. You had to pause or mute yourself to get ready to do that, didn't you, Michael?
No, not really, but
I thought that's why you muted yourself.
I could do that.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So this is where we talk about the Mighty Ducks toy line released by Mattel. We'll get more into that in a few minutes. But before we do that, John, why don't you do your thing?
So where to find us? You can look our website over at toyrewindpodcast.com. We're also on crossthestreamsmedia.com. You can leave us a voicemail on Cross the Streams Media if you'd like to. You can email us at toyrewindpodcast@gmail.com. Look us up on Instagram, Twitter, or now X, and Twitch, Toy Rewind Pod. We don't do much on Twitch right now, so we'll talk about that later.
I don't remember the last time we did anything on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm on there a little bit doing stuff because I got some other friends that I watch and stuff, but it's not on ours; it's on mine.
What's Twitch?
Facebook, huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Facebook and YouTube look us up. It's Toy Rewind Podcast, and then YouTube. You can go watch all of our episodes, all of our videos and stuff. Just look us up. It's Toy Rewind. I lost my
Toy
notes.
Rewind Pod.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your
Then that's it.
or what?
But we lost the notes. We had to we were going to tweak them.
I said, did your notes forget too, since we've been off long enough?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's been a minute.
So-
it's all right. It's all good. Like you said, it's been 2 minutes.
Yeah. we're good.
Michael,
I think I got those backwards.
Yeah, there you go. You were showing us something before that you picked up. New. Show us those. Show us.
Oh.
Show me. I want to see them again.
Okay.
And we'll describe them for those that are listening.
So there is a kind of a new diecast out there that it's called Mini GT's been around for a little while. Well, there's a guy that was a designer for Mattel for the Hot Wheels named June and Mai, and he I don't think he's doing that anymore because he's kind of teamed up with Mini GT to create his own little line, and they come in a box like that, and it opens up. You take the little. Hey John, how are you?
Wrong one.
John forgot how the system works.
So, yeah. So, and they all have JDM cars, but then here a few months ago they started doing some Chevy trucks, and I went ahead and picked them up.
Of course.
I know my camera doesn't like to focus that close, but so these are kind of JDM inspired Chevy trucks. This one's the first one out is with the dually wheels and everything. So it's mid 80s, late 70s truck. The hood opens up. There's a detailed engine in there. The tailgate opens and closes. But it does have that lowered stance with the JDM top decals and stuff. JDM stands for Japanese domestic manufacturers, which is like Toyota and Nissan and
Chevrolet
from over there. But anyway, I picked up one of these a couple weeks ago. This one right here is what I picked up. The name of the company is Kaido House. That's Jun Amai's company, and it's teamed up with Mini G. So, and he did a lot of he did a ton of designs for Hot Wheels over the years, and most of them were JDM cars. But this is, and I thought I'd buy. This is actually what I'm showing now, the white one with the stripes. This first one I got, and I really liked it. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, and I ended up liking it. And they're detailed, and it's all metal. On the bottom, he's got like a signature color type thing on the bottom where it just kind of fades between different shades of purple and green and stuff, whatever, color chrome. I think it's color chrome, whatever it is. So, but yeah, I picked those up, and I think I got 3 that are out, and they do come with some chase pieces, which I more than likely won't get, but unless I just happen to, they're just random.
You just happen to see them.
Yeah, unless I just happen to get one by accident, which is fine, because you don't know what you're getting when you until you open the package. So
yeah,
this red one's the one I just got today. So really like it. But yeah, they're pretty detailed. They are higher end die cast, so I'm not going to get a ton of these. Just the Chevy trucks probably more than likely, and they only release every so often, so it's not like there's going to be a ton of them out all at once. So not like Hot Wheels or Matchbox or anything like that. So but that's something that's kind of something a little different that I started picking up the last few weeks. So
that's nice. Well,
yeah, pretty cool.
I went to Target today to pick up some toothpaste and a new toothbrush and forgot to get shampoo because
you got distracted.
I saw a new Batman.
Nice.
That I didn't even know was coming out. I don't need any more of these, but why not, right? So I got this guy. And then was walking around. Our buddy Clint from the Dorksmen and 17 other thousand podcasts that he's on will be happy that I also saw this, which this is a hockey one. This is the Avalanche Kel McCarr. And it was hockey, so I was like, gotta grab that. Also, it's Kel McCarr. He's one of my favorite players. And then I got home, and this was sitting on my porch.
Nice.
I got the Soulmates turtle. Actually, it's the Adolescent Metahuman Kung Fu Tortoise edition of Soulmates from our good friend Reese O'Brien over at Tiny Ghosts, and with his Fugitive Toys. And I haven't opened it, so I wanted to do that here with you guys. I did take the wrapper off, but that's about it. So we're gonna open it and see if I got the chase or not.
Hey, hold on. Before you open that, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Andrew. Hold on.
Okay. We got to wait for Michael. So as you can see, we'll talk about it a little bit. So this is the Soulmates, which we've seen. I have Boo Man. John has the Beetlejuice, which is named. Do you remember what the name is, John?
Oh.
He's got the Beetlejuice one. I don't remember. Reese is probably like screaming it if he's even listening to this.
I know.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's on there. But he's got the Beetlejuice one. we got all the tiny ones for Christmas. We've looked at those. I think I showed those. Michael got the Transformers one. John got Link. I got the Tiny Boo Man. They're actually right here behind me here.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
Not Link.
I'm back.
this is
Wink.
Shoals, which is what its name is. But let's, if I recall, John, isn't there something blocking the view here? Come on, slide off. Yeah, there's another thing here. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's see what
do you
got.
think? Who thinks I got the chase? Who thinks I got the regular one?
Regular.
225, 50 of them were chases. Oh, it's still wrapped up. I was like,
He's like, boom. Well, we don't know.
It is not the chase. I can see the color through the little wrapper here.
All right, those that are listening need to, if y'all need to go to the YouTube and watch the video to see this.
Yeah.
We'll describe
go
the best
see the
we can.
YouTube. Oh my God, these things are so great. The weight of these things are just amazing. He looks great. He is a green ghost that has the Raphael colors, and he's got a sai and a piece of pizza in his little belt. But the buckle, as you can see, the buckle has a ghost on it, the tiny ghost little logo.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember when we talked to Reese on the show about Primal Age, he talked about the Band-Aids that he started putting on the back of them, and I think they're on all of them now. And then on the back of the shell, he's got an I Heart TG, like the I Heart New York logo. And this is amazing.
It's nice.
I don't know if Reese will hear this. I'll tell him. I'll send him a message. Come on, camera. But these, Reese, you do a great job. I'm really excited to see what else you do with the Soulmates and everything. I know there's been a few things that I've seen kind of hinted around, but really excited. I love the line. It's great. Keep up the good work.
And with Andrew mentioned Reese. That reminded me, we got something else in about a week or so ago that I got all of us something. And maybe Andrew's got his camera.
There it is.
There we go.
Finally.
I got.
Oh, I forgot. You got our backyard battalion.
Backyard
battalions.
Yes. So I've got the green one and the what color is it?
Light
Dusty
brown,
tan. Dusty tan. Olive green, which is series 1. Dusty tan is series 2. And
both of those come with a map in them, right?
Yeah, there's a little play mat thing that looks like a
play
mat.
And then on the back of the card, there's a little cutout so you can make a tent.
Yeah, there's the series 1 has like a medic tent, and series 2 has like it's a medic tent, but it's got skulls on it instead of the
cool.
cross, the medic crosses. So
does it say headquarters?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does say headquarters. Never mind. So you got medical tent and you got headquarters. I wasn't paying attention to what it said. But yeah, they look like Green Army men, but they're kids playing as Army men. So they've got like pots for their helmets, and they got brooms for like a rifle. They've got there's like a paper towel roll that they use for a bazooka. The guy with the radio set is actually like a box, and it's got like vegetable can with rope, cannon rope thing, so you can hear. And there's a dog in there. One guy's got like a colander on his head for a helmet, and and they've got there's the one that's playing like he's hurt. He's got band-aids and stuff. There's band-aids on the so talk about the band-aid thing. Yeah. So these are really, really cool. We need to do a live and actually open these and look at them. I need to send we got all three of us have both colors. So
both colors.
So we each got each color. So I'll get those sent to you guys here in the next week or so. And
so you get those sent, you get them sent over to me. You can obviously get them to John a lot easier. But once we get those, I'll reach out to Reese and see if we can get Reese back on to kind of go over them like a bonus episode of talking about these.
Yeah,
so we'll do that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome. Have him here. We can look at him. We can have Reese on, and if he's available to join us. Dude's a great guy. Does amazing designs, and I mean, all the way from his original Tiny Ghosts to the Soulmates. All of his Funko stuff that he did. He's a great designer, great guy. So. If you're looking to buy some toys like this, he's one that I would definitely. I think all three of us would definitely recommend to support. So.
Oh yeah.
FugitiveToys.com.
Yep. Check them out, Fugitive Toys, and then you can find original Tiny Ghost. I don't think the original BIM toy stuff is still there, but I know original Tiny Ghost is still there on Instagram. And then also, I think it's Backyard Battalion. That's what that one is for his handle there. And then you can find Reese just at Reese O'Brien. So be sure to do that. And now that we've talked about,
he's selling some original artwork that he's done that didn't make it into production and stuff like that. I saw. If I would have caught it quicker, there was an ET one I would have bought, but it was gone by the time I saw it up for sale. So
I know he's got a lot of stuff he's been clearing out. Just sharing that stuff with the world. And go support Reese. He's a good guy. And everything. So do that. Anything else we want to talk about before we need to get to talk about some turtles?
We need to get going. And we've just been gone for a little bit. So we're playing catch up. So we got to play a
little catch up.
And mustard.
So, all right, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's rewind and get into it.
All right, so if you know anything about the Mighty Ducks, the movies, then this has nothing to do with it. No, it does a little bit. It's got the logos, the name, and that's pretty much all that. It was owned by Disney, so they just used that name to do a toy line, cartoon and a toy. Well, the cartoon was tied into the toy line, so you can't really do a cartoon and a toy line about a kids hockey team, really. I mean, you probably could, but I don't think it would be as Ducks actually.
Recess.
Say what?
It'd be a little bit like Recess.
Yeah. So, all right. So this line follows the animated series of alien anthropomorphic hockey playing ducks. Do it that way. So so the cartoon first aired on September 6, 1996 and aired all the way through January 17th of 97. They had one season. It lasted 26 episodes. It aired on ABC's The Disney Afternoon Block. So it was short run on that. It just didn't take off like the movies had a certain air to it. The movies, the first one I watched was a good movie. I never watched the second or third one. I know, Andrew, you have.
We'll talk about the movies for a second. We have to acknowledge that there's an entire professional hockey team that would not exist without the first movie.
Yes.
I mean, that came out in 92. It's a, I don't know. I don't know if it's considered a cult classic, but it basically is a cult classic movie at this point. And it is amazing movie. The second and third one, the storylines are a little weird how they do it. Like the second one has to do with the Olympics, the Junior Olympics. The third one has to do with college. I guess it's not even college. It's like high school.
High school. Yeah, it's high school.
Yeah. It's very interesting. The third one's the first one where they actually acknowledge the professional hockey team that's named after the Pee Wee hockey team, which is funny. But Disney owned the hockey team when they got it going. They helped the NHL expand, and they made a lot of people like me actually very interested in hockey because of the way it worked. Like, it was great.
And I don't know. I'm not a big hockey fan. I just know I kept up a little bit once the Stars came to Dallas and stuff there for a little while. But when I was reading that, the Disney pretty much paid the NHL $50 million just to start a team. So I don't know if the NHL was actually looking to expand at that time, or if Disney just said, "Hey, we want a team. and they say, well, the entry fee is $50 million, and then you can do a draft, all this kind of stuff, get people and get in here. And really, they didn't do. I don't think they did well until the year that they sold
99.
Disney sold it to.
Oh, you're talking about the
some
Ducks.
other owners, the Ducks, and then that first year they went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think they didn't win it, but they made it to the final. That's the first really good team they had, was the year after Disney sold them. So,
and that was,
if I remember right.
And right after that is when they actually rebranded away from being the Mighty Ducks and being the Anaheim Ducks that they are now.
Anaheim Ducks instead of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim is what they originally were. Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, looking at this, when they expanded, the NHL wasn't really, they were fine where they were at. They had enough teams. They were happy with that. But since Disney did that and got the NHL to start expanding, the NHL has kind of blown up. We've gotten, I think, like 6 extra teams.
Mm-hmm.
We just got a couple of teams in the last decade. We've gotten 2 extra teams that one's the Kraken. They have some amazing graphics. They're still kind of learning. The Golden Knights won after 6 years. They won last year. They won Stanley Cup. So, I mean, it's really Disney coming out with this movie and starting what they did. This movie didn't only touch like kids like me that wanted to figure out hockey and kind of learn, because us being from Texas, we didn't know what hockey was. The Stars weren't they weren't the Dallas Stars until the year after this movie came out. They were the Minnesota North Stars. And so, like, I didn't get that. Just all these kids, they get to learn about it. The NHL picks up and kind of does. So the Mighty Ducks like touch so many things outside of just being a movie,
And during that time, right after they started, they weren't the best team, but they were the most popular team because they sold the most merchandise, because not only were they selling it as a hockey team, but they were selling in all the Disney parks, all the Disney stores. I mean, it was everywhere. So it put the NHL out there more than, you just looking at the team. Well, then you start watching a team where they have to play another team. So you're watching another team, and it just kind of rolls like that. And you get more eyes on the league. So it was a good thing for the NHL.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, when you think about this movie and you think about this cartoon, everybody gets the immediate logo where you've got the triangle, upside down triangle with the duck hockey mask.
Yeah.
And the cross sticks in it. That's not even the original logo. That's not the logo that they started the team with. They started the team with this stupid, like, cartoon duck, which is kind of funny. And then they went to that with the other ones. So the last couple years in the NHL, they've done retro jerseys, and they did the cartoon duck, and they also did the one with the original Mighty Ducks logo, or not the original, the fancy one that everybody really likes. And they were the fastest to sell out, because even people like me, like, I wanted one, but I didn't get one. Even though I'm an Avalanche fan, if I'm going to wear a different jersey, it's going to be one of those, because of the way that this whole, like, 3 movies, cartoon, all of it is. And we're not here to talk about all that. We're here to talk about the toys. But these toys are part of that too, which these came out right at the end of the Turtles lines from Playmates. And I know it's Mattel that releases it, but that's how things were going at that point with toy lines. Like, Turtles had just done all this crazy stuff, and you can almost do anything with toys at this point.
Well, yeah, we talked about it with when we talked Turtles a little bit, and we mentioned it a lot with Bucky O'Hare and the Street Sharks, stuff like that. Everything was these
anamorphic,
anthropomorphic animals.
Biker mice from Mars.
Yeah, biker mice from Mars. Yeah. Everything was that, and that was what the 90s pretty much, all the way from the end of the, like, 88, 89, all the way through the 90s, and that's what we talked about, unless it was like Power Rangers or something, but who cares about Power Rangers? But
hey now.
Anyway, so a lot of those toy lines throughout that time were the anthropomorphic animals, so, which was fun. It's a fun thing. So let's get into this line a little bit. that's pretty much the history of this line. It just coming from the movies, and then Disney did the hockey team, and they say, hey, we need to do a cartoon series. Ducks is a big thing for Disney, and they went with the Ducks thing. The DuckTales and Darkwing Duck and all that kind of stuff. So,
like I said, the only thing they do better than ducks is mice.
Yeah, and really, you don't see cool cartoons with Mickey. He's got his normal everyday Mickey Mouse cartoons, but they weren't the fun ones like DuckTales and Darkwing.
You got more ducks than mice.
You don't have to. Well, that's the thing is you don't have to touch the mice. They just are them things, and they are better. They're like everybody loves the mice because that's what they are. But the ducks, they do real well.
Yes, and they always have. So they went that way, and so getting into the line, they had 5 different series that come out in the year and a half or so that they produced this line. It went from 96 to 97. And like I said, it lasted a little bit longer. It started just right after it started releasing right after the cartoon started, the end of 96, and then went all and released through a little bit longer into 97. So there was 26 figures throughout the main line. There was 3 extra figures, which we'll cover those. So 29 figures in all. There was 4 vehicles in that, and I'm going to update my notes because I wrote 3. So there's 4 vehicles in the line as well. So the first series, or just basic series is what they call it, this had 7 figures in it. And if you guys, John, did you have pictures or anything you're going to flash up there?
If I can keep up with you, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Wild Wing. I don't know if I got the same order as what you have. So I'm going to start with Wild Wing of the basic series. So Wild Wing is the team leader.
It's called Captain.
Yes. So, Captain. We got to remember these guys are
they're aliens.
These are a little info from the cartoon series that I read. And I don't remember watching the cartoon series.
I watched it.
I was in college at the time, so I didn't watch this. I was watching Beavis and Butthead or something.
You missed out. That was a good show too.
But
you missed out on this one.
Anyway, the cartoon series have these ducks from this frozen planet on another dimension called Puck World. Is that what it's Puck World?
Yeah, I think it's Puck World.
And since it's an ice planet, they all play hockey.
They play hockey.
So, 1,000 years ahead before this, they had these reptile aliens, saurians is what they're called. They tried to take over the planet. Well, one duck wore this special mask. You can see the reptiles' invisibility thing that they had or whatever, and then they chased them off. Well, one came back with a couple of henchmen, and that's where these guys come in. They find that mask to be able to defeat them, and they go into this warp thing, and the ducks follow them. And when they do that, they end up in our dimension on Earth. So in Anaheim. They end up in Anaheim, California. So that's
episode 1.
Yes. So
out of 26.
Yeah. So the rest of the series is just them battling the reptile guys, or the reptile and his henchmen.
On Earth. And they build the pond, which is like a layer underneath the ice, and then the ice moves, and that's where it's like all X-Men stuff, except X-Men is a basketball court. They move the basketball court, and the plane flies out. They move the ice, and that's where the plane comes out.
And they have their secret layer underneath the ice rink, or the ice.
And they always have to win before the hockey game starts.
Yeah,
it's great.
So, because they have to get back, they got to play the game. You got to play the hockey game.
Yeah, they got to play the game. They have a manager that's always mad at them because they may miss the game, and they're like, "No, we're not gonna miss the game. Don't worry." Ridiculous.
So this first series is 7 figures. We have Wild Wing here, and he's, like I said, he's the team leader. He's in the hockey team. He's the goaltender. He wears the legendary mask to battle the evil lord Dragonus. Or if you read it, it looks like it says Draganus, but it's Dragonus. So, because I watched the little scene of the cartoon, so I know how it's said. So we're not saying that wrong. So
Wait,
so
you
that's
watched
him.
that part? Because I always thought it was Dragonis.
Dragonis. Maybe it's Dragonis. What did I say?
Yeah.
Dragonus? Dragonis.
Dragonis.
Okay, Dragonis. Okay. But anyway, so they all come with they're supposed to have ice skates, but they're actually roller skates because you have to be able to move these guys on the hard surfaces or whatever. So it's they got little rollers, little wheels on the bottom. So they're like roller blades. Yeah. Not roller skates, roller blades. And he's got this little thing on his hand that you press a button and it shoots a puck. Now, all these in the basic series, I believe, came with two little hockey pucks, or most of them came with two hockey pucks. They may all have, but I don't remember. But he's got this thing on his arm that you put in. It's a spring-loaded shot thing that shoots a little hockey puck looking thing. So that's Wild Wing. He's got his mask on. It's got it's gold colored on his face, and he's got a white suit. And it's not really this first series doesn't look other than the shin pads or whatever that's on him. Like he's a goalie, so he's got these extra padding on him, and he's got that face mask like a goalie. So that's really the only thing you can tell about the hockey part on this series here.
You know something interesting?
What's that?
Captains or goalies cannot be captains of hockey teams.
Well, they didn't tell the Mighty. They didn't tell the Mighty Ducks.
Disney got it wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Okay, so
yeah,
I learned
goalies can't be captains.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So the next one we have is Duke LaRange, and his name looks like it says Duke LaOrange, but it's LaRange. LaRange. He's like French or something, I guess. I don't know. But he is a champion sword fighter, and he does look like some kind of special agent with his little purple suit. And he's got
a laser eye.
That's what I was gonna say. One of his eyes is like a little bionic.
It's like a bionic eye.
Yeah. And then he's got anyway, he's got a sword that he carries around. So he's got all these guys have separate different figures, so we'll get to those. But these guys always got a sword. He's more of a cat burglar, and he has a power duck saber. Power duck saber. I can say that right. And he's got like a grappling hook, stuff like that, so that he can do his climbing and stuff like that. Like he's a secret agent cat burglar or something, Okay, and then we have
make them too secret.
I think those are like
they're like
walk up walls with them, like magnets or
magnetic
suctions.
boots. Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, those boots are pretty big.
He's got and we'll get into his other figure, but he's got something a little bit similar in his other guy. So the next guy we have is Grin. So we're going to look at Grin has two figures in this line. So we're going to look at the combat specialist. This is the first one. And Grin is just a big guy, just a big duck. He's more like he's like the muscles of the team. So he's got his superhuman mass of brute force that he likes to slam into bad guys. So he's just the muscle of the group. And he's got a little puck shooter as well on his hand, or that he puts in his hand there. So
this will help anybody who's not watching the video or hasn't seen the show. So Grin is voiced by Brad Garrett in the cartoon. So that helps you to think how big of a guy, like he's that, he's got that deep voice, and he's just a big guy. Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know Brad Garrett was a voice on here. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So while we're with Grin, I don't know why, but he has two figures in this first line. So his other one is a Nitro Fist. So It's lights out for the evil siege when Nitro Fist Grin unloads his explosive power penalty punch. So this one, he's got a armored suit thing over his shoulders and his chest and stuff. He's got these little missile things, I guess, that you put on him and makes it look like he's shooting more things. And then he's got this fist that when you press a lever on his arm and his fist punches out. So he's punching the bad guys is what he does. So, all right. So the next one we're going to talk about, we got, let's see, Mallory. Mallory is a martial arts master. And she scores goals and bashes bad guys without ruffling a feather. So, and she's got this little spinning thing that she holds to take out the bad guys. I don't know what it's called. I can't read what it says.
Yeah, it's like
I think
a
it's one of
rope
those things
thing
you
that
can
you
throw
and
and it
it
like
has
Yeah.
spins around them.
Yeah. So, all right. So the next
chuck.
one, what's that?
Puck chucks.
Oh, puck chups. Because
Spinning
everything
puck
has to do
chuck
with
capture villains.
Everything has to do with
yeah.
hockey.
Yeah,
like
it's
I
all
said when
hockey.
we started this, we're talking about hockey today.
Yeah, learn hockey. And then we got Nosedive. He's the weapons expert. And his card says high scoring sensation is always ready for battle, on and off the field. Or off the ice. Sorry, not the field. Ice. So, so like I said, he's the weapons expert. He's got these fancy weapons that he has.
Saw blade.
Yeah. Yes, a saw blade. He's got this big old gun thing, and a lot of them shoot little pucks and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's what
most of everything they do shoots pucks.
Yeah, and I know I think he's got a mask he wears, a little goggle thing that goes over him, and then he's got a gun that sticks to his with the holster that sticks to his side of his hip. He's got a little peg on his hip that it clips to, and then you can pull it off and you can put it in his hand and he can shoot. And then he's got, and actually one of his shoulder pads actually comes on and off as well. So just small things that you can lose with these figures. So if you are looking at buying some of these figures, make sure you do your research. Make sure you got all your parts and pieces if you're looking to be complete on that stuff. So a lot of these all have little pieces that can be lost pretty easily. So, all right. So the last one in this line is the Evil Lord Dragonus. He's the evil Saurian overlord. So he's an ugly creature. He's part dinosaur, part dragon. The deadly predator vows to destroy the mighty ducks. So he's got some kind of weapons. I don't know what all he's got several. Just a small. Was that?
He's got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Just because we're talking about all this, and I mentioned Brad Garrett doing the voice for Grin. Care to take a stab at who might have done the voice for this? He's a classic evil bad guy. Big name. He likes red balloons.
Oh, so he does the It guy.
Yeah, this
what's his
voiced
name?
by Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Voice. So there's so much like star power in that. There's a couple others that I'm gonna bring up, but voiced by Tim Curry, and so
he did a lot of voices throughout the cartoons throughout the 90s, late 90s and stuff. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. So
Michael, did you be able to tell me what the bottom of that corner says down there? It says flame breathing action. How is it?
Oh, he's got this thing that comes out of it. Yeah, I remember watching the video. He's got this thing that comes out of his mouth like a big tongue. It's like a red thing that flops around. It looks like it's supposed to be fire coming out of his mouth.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like,
I'm glad you said that because I didn't have that wrote down. Yeah, it looks like he's shooting fire out of his mouth. Yeah. So
okay. I was like,
yeah,
that'd
it's
be
kind of
cool.
creepy.
It's gonna have those sparks. How do they sell that?
Yeah. No, it's like this little plastic piece you put in there, or you might press a button or slides it out or whatever. It's kind of.
I won't see it in the deal unless it's behind that piece. But
I think it's inside, and you press a button or lift the lever on his back, and it comes out. So, yeah. So, like I said, there wasn't much stuff to go by on these figures doing the research. So, there wasn't, like I said, there wasn't a lot of information out there, or at least I didn't see the little bit I researched, or the stuff I researched. I didn't see a lot of information on these guys. So, usually there's detail. I get into detail on the accessories and stuff, but like I said, there wasn't much. I just watched a couple of YouTube videos that had some of this stuff, and they didn't talk about the accessories. And then even the figure realm, we use them a lot thanks to those guys having a little bit of information out there that we use to research. It really doesn't. I didn't see anything about weapons and accessories for this basic line. Now, when I get in a couple other series here, there is a little bit more information on what the accessories are. So that's why.
Which one are we talking about next?
We're going to go see this. That's the end of series 1. So we're going to go to series. The basic series. So series 2 had a different theme. So each series does have a different theme.
Mm-hmm.
So series 2. It had a new bad guy in here. So Lord Dragonus was not in series 2. In fact, the only time we see him is in this series 1 release. So series 2 is actually called the Extreme Battle Ducks. So let's go with Wild Wing again. We'll start with him with every series since he's the leader. So Wild Wing, this is net attack Wild Wing, and he's got this net that he can throw at people and try to catch bad guys with this net. And it is a different net because I think series 4, series 5 has another net, Wild Wing, but it's a different kind of net. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. But this one is more of just kind of a net in between two sticks, and he just throws it at somebody to try to catch them. And let's see, he's got he launches a super attack net to capture enemies. So that's the little description on him. He does have like a different type of suit he's wearing. It's not the same as the first series, and the articulation on these guys is a little bit different on each one because they're all molded different. Basic shoulders and at the hips, and some of them turn at the waist. Some of them have an upper body thing where it kind of turns, kind of at the chest up is where it turns instead of the waist. I think it has to do with the uniform that they're wearing at the time that talks that tells you what the articulation is on the upper body parts. So some of them, their heads move, some don't. Some of them's got wrists, their wrists would turn. It just depends on, and one of the other series we'll get to in a minute, it's got where they have like a spring action, like they're playing, because they actually have the hockey suits and they're shooting with their hockey sticks and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they're all different on the articulation on all these guys. So we'll just get that out of the way. So that's Wild Wing. Let's go back. Let's go to Mallory next. We have Spin Attack Mallory. This is a super pack chunk, knocks out villains, or super puck chunk. That's what she's got. That's the action she has. And she knocks out villains with her super puck chunk. That's kind of hard to say, puck chunk. It's just hard to say puck anyway. So puck chunk. Yeah. So she's So again, she's got these spinning. We say the puck chucks is
Puck.
what you call them, John. So
Yeah. Puck chunks.
yeah, so it's she's got different kind of weapons. She's not much different than the first one. Her coloration and stuff is different on her uniform, but the weapons are kind of the same. It looks like from the first one.
She's actually got blades for her skates.
Yeah, she actually has blades.
Yeah,
The other one
yeah,
did too.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of wheels on the instead of like the wheels on this. Okay, I can see that now. Yeah, so that's her. Now we're gonna go to Duke Larange. Duke Larange. So he's got this is a triple sword Duke Larange. He has a fire plasma pack with super duck dazzler. It's more of a tongue twister than anything. So he's got this little puck thing where he shoots little pucks out of. It's like a gun. I think it may be more of a plasma. It's like a plasma shooter, I think is what it is. And then he's got a sword that's part of that that has three different things. He's got like a normal sword blade. He's got one that looks like a kind of like a chainsaw looking thing, and then he has one that has a little fork at the end of it. I don't know.
I was trying to figure out what that one was. I had no clue on that one. I don't remember that one.
And the sword, even his other sword, it's more of a
saber, like a.
It's saber. It's more.
It's like a lightsaber, right?
Yeah, it's not like a metal blade. It's like an energy type thing that it permits. Like I said, like a lightsaber. It's and the plastic that it's molded in is more of a glow in the dark looking green, like it's an actual energy source instead of an actual metal blade is what it is. So he is, like I said, he is like an expert on that kind of stuff. And that's he's probably got some kind of technology that creates that. He does, and again, he still has that cybernetic eye as well on him. So, okay, so next we have Nosedive again, and this one's he's a puck bomber Nosedive. So what he's got is this little jetpack that he flies around with, and it's got two little things on each side of the jetpack. And what you do is it comes these little pucks, and you drop down inside that. And while you're flying them around, you can turn there's a little knob on top. And when it drops the pucks down. So it's like bombing. He's going around, flying around, and he bombs things with these on his jetpack. He does have his gun again that goes on his side holster. He's got this little, I guess it's a targeting mask is what he's got as well. He had the same thing with his other figure that we talked about. And he's got
attached to the shoulder pad right there.
Yeah, and it moves out of his view and in his view. If he wants to look through it, it's like you're watching Luke Skywalker fixing to blow up the Death Star, where the little thing pulls in front of him, and then he hears "Use the Force, Luke," and he moves it out of the way. And yeah, that's what this guy's about. He's got that little I guess the little viewfinder, I guess they want to call it. But he also has a puck shooter that he holds. It looks like it's like a mask, a hockey mask that's on the top of it. But you've got the little pull thing on there, and you pull it and pop it. It's spring loaded, and it'll shoot. It shoots it's a little trigger on the back of it. And it actually shoots out this little puck on it. So yeah, everything and the picture John's showing, you can actually see that little puck bomb that's in the bombing thing off to the right there in the picture. So it's kind of a gold color. So that's Nosedive, and I think Nosedive in the cartoon is actually Wild Wing's little brother.
Yeah, it's his little brother.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. Okay, so the next one, is the bad guy. His name is Evil Siege. He's the henchman. Dragonis's henchman. He is he's the deadliest of all henchmen. Siege is bent on destroying the mighty ducks in his brute strength. Destroying the mighty ducks with his brute strength. He launches a crashing boulder with his catapult tail. So he's got this tail, and you put this boulder. They got a little plastic boulder on there, and it flings the boulder. So, whee! And he's an ugly looking fella too, isn't he?
Yeah. So you mentioned that we weren't getting a Dragonis in this one because we have Siege, but we don't get the villains but once.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is the only time we see Evil Siege as well.
Yeah. Every line has a different villain in it. We're getting the ducks multiple times, but the ducks throughout the cartoon have all these different suits and stuff, and the bad guys never really get anything like that. They're always just the same. So,
and actually, not every series has a bad guy in it, though.
Right. Not every line. I think there's one line that doesn't.
There's 3.
Is there 2?
There's 3 villains, and there's 5 series.
Okay, so there's 2. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the bad guy for series 2. So that's the end of series 2. So series 3, you kind of see how this is going. It's not the greatest toy line of all, but it is interesting, dealing with this. So series 3, this series actually finally has them in a hockey uniforms, hockey suits. And there's 5 figures in this. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'll take that back. There's Andrew, you're right. There's 4 bad guys and there's 5 series. So there's one that doesn't have a bad guy.
Okay.
So this is and I forgot the bad guy in this one, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. So we'll go to Wild Wing in this one. So he's actually got his goalie uniform. It comes with the hockey net behind him. And this might be the series that has the pucks, because all these have like a spring loaded where you twist them and let them go, and they slap the hockey pucks at the bad guys. He does have, I think he does have like a mechanism where he'll reach up, like he's blocking a shot. But they all have. But he's got his hockey mask on, his little shin leg protectors and everything. They all come with hockey sticks. The hockey sticks actually have their names on it, so you won't get them confused on which one goes to which figure. So that's Wild Wing. So next we got Body Check Grin. Because Wild Wing was called Power Save Wild Wing. That was his name. And then we have Body Check Grin. He's got real body checking action. He's the number 1 defenseman in the league. So
of course,
yeah,
it's pretty easy to be the number 1 defenseman.
Yeah, especially if you're that big. But he's got a lever on his shoulder, and you press that, you pull on that lever, and his arm goes up like he's body checking somebody. And they all have the skates, like we talked about, the rollerblade type skates. They all come with pucks that they can slap shoot, stuff like that. So, and they have this is like Andrew was talking about, the triangle with the Mighty Duck,
the hockey mask,
the hockey mask, and the cross hockey sticks behind the mask. So that's what and it's that purple and white and teal looking colors is what's on there. So
who are we talking about next?
Let's go
Nosedive.
We can talk Nosedive.
Let's talk about Nosedive first.
Okay, we're talking about Nosedive. Okay, so here's Nosedive. He's Spin Shot Nosedive, and he's got real shooting action. He holds the record for most goals scored in a season, is what his card says.
He's the Connor McDavid of the Ducks. All right. Well, I guess it's goals.
Yeah, he's the
Connor
most
McDavid's
goals.
just points. He has a lot of goals too, but
Yeah. You get points for
Also-
assists too, don't you? Or is it just scoring? I don't know.
yeah, you
I'm
get
not-
points for
I'm not-
assist also.
Okay. So, all right. So,
This
And-
is
and-
the back of the card, by the way.
yeah, something I hadn't said on the back of the cards on this one, it actually says their hockey numbers and stuff like that. It's like a back of like a baseball card, hockey card, football card, where they got stats and stuff on the back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so that was Nosedive. Nothing major with him. He's just wearing his hockey uniform, got his hockey stick with his name on it. And he's got 2 pucks, and he can shoot the pucks. And then next we're gonna do where was that? Duke Lagrange.
Duke Lagrange.
He is the slap shot Duke Lagrange.
Now, something
And-
interesting about this figure.
Cool.
He's wearing an away jersey because he's wearing a colored jersey.
Yes. Yeah.
They never wear these jerseys in the cartoon because they always play at the pond.
Yeah.
So they're always the home team. They never
Yes.
lose.
He's got, instead of the white and teal, it's purple and teal. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So, he leads the league in assists is what his and he's actually got a hockey puck that has a little marble in it where it actually rolls more. It won't just slide. It actually has
Yeah. It's going to go
thing.
faster.
Yeah, it'll go
when
faster
when he slap shots that in.
Yeah. So, all right. So next we got Evil Chameleon.
So this is the
So
one that you
this-
didn't think was a bad guy at first.
Well, this
Because-
he is a bad guy, but he secretly transforms into Wild Wing. His goal is to infiltrate the Mighty Ducks team and sabotage its winning streak. So this actually, he's a chameleon, so he can change. So again, he's got the road jersey on, the purple jersey with the teal accents, and he's wearing the hockey goalie stuff. And his hockey stick does say Wild Wing on it.
Mhm.
But his head spins kind of like if you've seen
Kind of like the Power Rangers.
Power Rangers when they switch the from a normal head to the masked head. This is what he does. He switches from a chameleon and it switches over to like a duck shaped head, but it's green. It's not white.
Yeah,
Like
it's green.
that's the only difference. It's still green. So you know it's the chameleon, but he's supposed to look like a Wild Wing. So, and I guess if you would put a mask on him, put his goalie mask on, it would probably look like more like him. But he may do that in the cartoon. I don't know. But since he's a chameleon, he can change, look like other things. That's what he's doing. He's trying to get in there to sabotage the Mighty Ducks. Is what he's doing. So. And I guess he only does it on road games because he's wearing his road jersey. So, all right. So next we're going to talk about series. What was it? That was series 3, wasn't it? Series 4. This one only had 4 figures in it, and it doesn't have a bad guy. So it's all 4 of the Ducks, the main Ducks. We noticed series 3 didn't have Mallory, and neither does series 4. Let's see. And neither does series 5 doesn't either. So we're done with Mallory. So she's already had her 2, and that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's done.
So yeah. So series 4 had 4. Yeah. So this is called Spy Squad series. So Wild Wing. This is Battle Shield Wild Wing. He's a reconnaissance leader. He's got this power shield, kind of like an energy shield is what it looks like. It's kind of like a opaque green shield. And then he's got a blasting bola pucks. So he can shoot his pucks. What line was it we were talking about that had like a bola? thing. Was that was, I don't know if it was Street Sharks or whatever, but it's two pucks that are tied together with a string, and when you shoot it, they would spin, and that's what it was, and they catch your bad guys. Maybe it was cops and robbers. I don't remember. But we've talked about this before, the bola weapon. So that's what he's got. He shoots it out of his wrist firing arm, which he had from the first series. It's the same thing. He's just in a different colored suit in this one. It's like a gray and purple, and it's all kind of a metallic looking colors is what he's wearing. So that's such Wild Wing. So Duke LaRange, he's a speed climber. He's a covert entry agent, so it kind of goes along with his cat burglar skills from the first series. He still has that cybernetic eye. He's got his little energy sword. He's still got, or saber. He's got this new gun that shoots a puck out. It's kind of an energy puck. It's not even a, everything he's got
Mega
has
puck.
to do. It's what now?
A mega blaster.
Mega puck blaster. Yes. So he's got and he's got a spin attack blade, which is blade actually it splits in two and then it spins. So so that's pretty cool. I think out of all the lines, this series is probably the best one. He's got a scaling backpack, which it's got a little suction cup, or it's got a grappling hook, however you want to hook it up, and then you can make like he's climbing up the wall with this thing, or he can swing on it, whatever. And it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's like spy stuff, so it's pretty cool. So the next guy we're going to talk about is Nosedive, Power Walker Nosedive. So John, you mentioned about his boots earlier.
Yeah.
Well, this one has stilts that he can walk on, so it makes him taller. He's a surveillance scout. He's got robo battle walkers, which are the stilts that he walks on. He's got a stun gun, and he's got a duck coder headset. So again, he's always got something that goes around his face for stuff like that. So so that's Power Walker Nosedive. And again, like I said, they're all got this green and purpley metallic paint on them is what these uniforms are. And he still has the shoulder pad that'll come off. It's a different color, but he's I don't know why he's always got just one that's separate, but it pops on and off. So okay, so the next one we have is Combat Grin. He's the weapons expert. He's got a power launcher and a demolition club. So his power launcher has a duckpedo missile.
A duckpedo missile.
Duckpedo missile. And he's got some energy looking stuff too. Is the duckpedo missile itself looks like a energy source, and he's got extra shoulder padding that kind of looks like the shield. It's the same color as the shield on Wild Wing. So
yeah, so it's that energy type thing.
The one that holds the launcher.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. The launcher. It's up on his shoulder, and So, all right. So that's Series 4. They only had the 4 ducks. So Series 5 is the last series that came out. This is Street Patrol. So let's talk about Wild Wing real quick. Net Blaster Wild Wing. This one, again, he shoots a net. But this one is different than the other one we were looking at in the other series. He said evens the score by catapulting the enemy with or capturing his enemy with his secret attack net. This one actually is like a grabber thing, because he'll shoot it out and it's open when he hit the bad guy. It closes like Jaws.
It looks like the end of the hockey stick and it shoots off that and then opens up.
Yeah.
It's a goalie stick.
Yeah.
And it opens up. There's a net in the middle, and then they come together. Yeah. I wish goalies actually had this. It would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Well, if you look at it, it's more like a lacrosse thing than it is
It does,
a hockey
yeah.
thing, I guess. Lacrosse. But anyway, he's got this net that he launches and to catch, and he's wearing like it's kind of like a jersey, but it's kind of like an alternate.
Look at those
jersey.
abs.
Yeah.
Did you know ducks had
Through
abs?
the jersey.
Well, this guy
Through the jersey.
It's kind of like a City Connect.
It's like that part of the jersey is like skin tight on him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to mess with them with that duck.
No, don't mess with Wild Wing. And also, if
No.
you go to a real Ducks game, don't mess with Wild Wing.
Yeah, 'cause that's the mascot, isn't it?
That's the mascot. That's the mascot.
Mascot.
And if you've seen any mascot shots or videos, don't mess with them.
Okay, so the next one we have is Ice Strike Duke Larange. He's got an ice blaster that shoots water. So he catches the enemy offsides and off guard when he uses when he catches them with his powerful ice blaster. I can't read my own writing here. But
Yeah.
he's so what this is it's a hockey stick that has a water gun feature type thing in it. So you stick on the end of it, it has a little rubber thing that you squeeze. So you put the hockey stick in the water. You squeeze it, and put the hockey stick in there and let go, and it sucks the water up. So when you're actually playing with the figure, you have water in that little rubber pouch, and then you just squeeze it, and it squirts out of his hockey stick.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of like a little cheesy water gun thing. So that's all it is.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It doesn't hold much water, but a couple of squirts, if that many.
It's like
Yeah. Okay, so we have Puckzuka Grin is the next one. He fires a double trouble Puckpedo. He's armed with an explosive Puckzuka. So his Puckzuka shoots looks like it's got two pucks that are intertwined each other, kind of like crosses. And then it shoots out of this little bazooka thing he's got. It's called a Puckzuka. And then he's got this is Puckpedo that shoots out of his Puckzuka. So it's all, yeah. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to. So next, I mean, look at his hairstyle. You look at his hairstyle on this figure, and
I was going to say he's got hair on this one. I don't remember him having hair on the others.
No, I don't either. I don't remember him having. He didn't have hair on his other figures. This one's got a little flat top thing going on. Let's see. All right, so next we're going to go to Nosedive. This is Stickfire Nosedive. He shoots a photon puck. He's got high speed, high sticking action with the rocket backpack and rapid fire photon puck. So he's got a little bit more things. And again, he's got the shoulder pad that pops on and off. He's got this hockey stick that's got a gun on it that shoots the rocket. The photon, what does I say? Photon puck is what it is.
Yeah, photon.
Yeah,
photon.
It kind of looks like a harpoon almost, is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then let's see. Yeah, so it's not. I mean, that's what he's got. So, okay, so let's look at the bad guy for this series. One last bad guy. This is the Evil Hunter drone. What you got, Andrew?
Yeah. Well, the Evil Hunter drone. I'm trying to. the Evil Hunter drones were done by a few different people, voiced by a few different people. And I want to talk about Chameleon in a second. Also, even I missed when we were talking about it. But Jim Cummings does one of the voices for one of the Evil Hunter drones, which we all know Jim Cummings as Pooh Bear.
Yes.
And then he's doing an evil drone, which Jim Cummings did so many different voices.
Yes.
But like he's Pooh Bear, he's Darkwing. There's a bunch of different ones that he's done. So kind of interesting, obviously bringing him in. He is not a unfamiliar face for the Disney world. But Chameleon, before we jump and actually talk about this figure, Chameleon was voiced by Frank Welker, which we all know did
Megatron.
Yes, and come on.
Oh,
Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
Blanking on that.
Yeah. Megatron and Freddy from two of his bigger ones, which he obviously did a lot of big ones too. This is just, you've got this small cartoon, 26 episodes, and huge names because this is what Disney does. They're we want a hockey team. Here's 50 million, whatever.
Yeah, they don't. Disney has never gone small on anything. So
nope.
Oh, okay. So let's see. So where we're at, we're talking about the Evil Hunter drone. He's the robotic henchman. There was several of these, I guess, throughout the cartoon series. It wasn't just one. So this is like the army builder figure, I guess, what you would say. You would get several of these. So this drone was created by Lord Dragonus. There's robotic machines of mass destruction aid in his relentless quest to hunt down the mighty ducks. He has a spinning ripsaw shredder is what he's got. So he's got this little saw blade on the end of a stick. It actually shaped like a hockey stick too. So which kind of fits in with the whole hockey theme.
Of course.
But he's like he looks like what's the guy, what's his name off of Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
That has all
Joey's,
that has all
Joey's
the
yelling at us right now.
Yeah. My mind just went
starts with a G.
Grievous, General Grievous.
General Grievous. Yeah, it is.
Like,
I was like, no, it starts with a G.
He is shaped like General Grievous, is what he is.
Yeah.
My mind blanks on names. So I know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of names. So
yeah.
If you hadn't figured it out, all these other podcasts, all the other episodes we've done. Yeah.
You also say things like dragon anus.
Dragon anus. Yeah.
Dragon anus.
Yeah. So Andrew said that, not me.
Okay. All right, come on. Let's go.
Okay. So anyway, so this is the bad guy for this series. He's a drone. He's more like an army builder for this series, this line, whatever. Okay, let's get to the vehicles real quick because we're almost done with this line. So the 4 vehicles, you have the Arrow Wing. It's the ultimate battle cruiser. This one says it's the fit. It fits the Mighty Duck figures. It's pretty much the first series, and some of them don't even not all of them fit in there actually. The smaller one like Nosedive can fit in these in this and stuff, but Mallory might can fit in there, but I know Wild Wing is a little bit bigger. Him and Grin are a lot bigger figures. Now these figures are 5 to 6 inches is what their sizes are.
Yeah, but this one shows Wild Wing in it, so you'd think.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's fitting in there.
Yeah, they're hard to squeeze in there, so they're a little bit bigger, wider figures. So this is the Ultimate Battle Cruiser. It's got a 15-inch wingspan. It fires twin projectiles, and then a super power puck it shoots, and it has mega duck bombs on it as well. So on on the front of it, it has twin guns that shoot little pucks. And then on the top of it, it shoots a big puck out of it. And it's all spring. Everything's spring loaded. So you click it in there and then you hit a button and it shoots it out. And then it's got these little bombs that you hit a button on the wings and it drops these little bombs with little duck. They look like they're duck heads on it when they drop. So that's the arrow wing. And they all have their landing gear. All have like duck feet. Is what it looks like on them as well.
No, it says webbed feet landing gear.
Webbed feet landing gear. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next one we have is Turbo Wing. It's a battling hovercraft. It fires projectiles, and it has duck feet landing gear as well. It's got a pop-up plasma cannon too. So your figure actually sits on the back of this. This is a smaller vehicle. He kind of stands on there, and then the plasma cannon pops up, and that's what they use to shoot while he's riding on the back of this. It's got two little wings that with hovercraft things on them as well. So
you see that KB Toys, $3.99.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was only
$7.99.
I can't tell it.
It was $7. Yeah, $7 or $8.
Down to $3.99. There we go. Yeah, that's
if you look on some of the figures they have, it looks just like the logo on my shirt that Aaron made for us as well. My KB Toys shirt. The sticker is exactly the same as what he put on there.
He's a great designer.
Yes, he is. Awesome. Okay, so next we have Turbo Wing.
That was Turbo Wing.
We were just talking about Turbo Wing. That's why I was just thinking. Okay, so let's talk about the Duck Cycle then. Duck Cycle. Yeah, we just talked about So the Duck Cycle is their motorcycle vehicle. It has a power launcher, rapid fire. That shoots 4 pucks. You get 4 pucks. You put it in there. You roll it, and while you're rolling, it's got an extra wheel underneath the vehicle, underneath the motorcycle, and it triggers a thing on there to shoot out those pucks. So while you're rolling it, it automatically shoots those pucks out. It holds 4 of them, and it comes out right where the windshield is on the motorcycle. The back of it has these little wings that stick up, kind of stabilize it. It says it's got super techniconic tires, telekinetic tires. That's what it is. It went fuzzy on me a minute. It's got little battle wings on the sides that while you're going, you trigger them and they pop out, and you hit the bad guys with those wings when they pop out. And so it's a pretty cool little piece. There's also a second one. It was released as well in the Duck Cycle Battle Pack, and the Battle Pack actually came with its own figure, Nosedive. So Nosedive is completely, this one came out with the Street Patrol series. So series 5. Yeah, series 5. This came out with series 5. The Nosedive figure has a different color uniform than what the Street Series regular one was. Street Patrol regular was, and the Duck Cycle has actually got different colors on it. Like the front of it, where the windshield and stuff, where it shoots the pucks out, it's all gold, whereas the regular one is white. And it's got more little colors, different colors. We've got more teal color on it than it does, and the regular one has more yellow on it. So it is different. And the wings, instead of being all white, they have stripes on them as well. So this is just it's the same thing, but just different paint scheme on it. It does come with the figure, with Nosedive figure as well. And so there's two different versions of the duck cycle. And this gives you an extra, because there's, like I said at first, there's 26 figures with 3 extra figures. This is the first of the extra figures that we're talking about. So the last vehicle we're going to talk about is the Blade Raider. This one actually came with a collector Wild Wing. So this is the second of the 3 special figures that we got, and he looks like the basic series one, but his color uniform is different. Again, like he looks like he's wearing a road jersey or whatever. It's a darker purple with little teal accents, and his logo on the front looks like a menacing duck instead of the duck mask that's on the jerseys and stuff. So it looks a little bit meaner on it, and you don't see the hockey sticks crossed behind the logo as well. So this Blade Raider comes with a battle blade, which sticks out on the sides. This is kind of like a huge inline skate, is what it looks like. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wheels on it that are all in line.
It's only got 4.
Yeah. Oh, it's got 4. Okay. And then it's got 3 up front, 1 in the back. Then.
And then the black thing is his foot.
Yeah, this is foot. Yeah. So it kind of looks like a motorcycle, but it's like a roller blade is what it looks like, and it's got the wings on it's like wings on the side, but they're actually blades. And it's got a puckinator that fires missiles. That's going to be on the front of it. And let's see. So yeah, this is the same as the Hockey Patrol Wild Wing, but with an alternate color uniform. That's what it is. So, all right. So that's your figures. There was one more figure that was put out to make 29 figures in all. So you had the Toy Fair exclusive of Wild Wing. There was 1,000 of those that were given away. That's a different side of that box. Okay, I didn't see that box, John. So Toy Fair exclusive, like I said, there was 1,000 of those made. They gave them out at Toy Fair in '96. There was also a line of minifigures, which are those little. We talk about those all the time, like the little Jada metal figures.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So there was, and this one, and there was 8 of those figures, and there was 6 of those that came in single packs, and then there was an 8-pack that came with 2 extras that you couldn't get as singles. So you had Wild Wing, Duke Larange, Mallory, Grin, and Nosedive, and then you had a 6th one named Tanya, which was pretty relevant in the cartoon, but she never had a figure made.
She never had a figure. She was like the Gyro Gearloose from DuckTales. She's the scientist behind a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, but she never got a figure. But yes, there you go. John's got a picture of one there. Of Wild
I want
Wing.
these.
So Tanya,
these remind me of the Willow ones.
Yes. Yeah. They're just little figures. There's no articulation or anything to them. They're just posed in one.
They just have the little base and stuff that they're standing on.
Yeah. So
I have a bunch of Batman ones around here somewhere.
Yeah. If you want a Tanya, it's the only way you get her is through this little mini figure line. And then when you buy the 8-pack, you get all those, plus you get Evil Lord Dragonis and Evil Chameleon to go along with it. So that's your that. They did have some Happy Meal toys that came out with the ducks riding in this little puck that you shoot across your table or whatever, floor or whatever. So that was that as well. But yeah, this is, there's not much to this line. It does. And if I had get more information, would probably been more informative. I'm sure I'll put everybody to sleep already. So if you made it this far, just hit this far, wake up. But yeah, I was looking, we were looking at the pricing on these guys too. Let's see if I can find. There we go. So there was a price tag. KB Toys is usually what most tags we see. The figures were around $9-10, and then they really didn't sell well at the end of the line. So I was watching one YouTube video that said that they lasted all the way through 2000, the early 2000s, that they ended up marking them down at KB stores because they just didn't sell. Some of these that we're looking at, these pictures we're looking at, have the price tags on them. They're reduced for 3 for $10. So most of them were right around $9 for a figure, and then you can get them for 3 for $10. What we're looking on these vehicles, they were, I think this one here said $21.99. It was marked down to $4.99. Yeah. So they really didn't sell that well. The Duck Cycle said $14.99. They had it marked down to $4.99. So if you're slashing them that, yeah, when you're taking $20 off, it's that's not good. The Turbo Wing was $7.99. It sold for $3.99 is what it had marked down to. So most of these pictures we're looking at, whoever picked this collection up and took these pictures, got it for some good deals. So they are some cool figures. To me, they're not that. They wouldn't be in my collection. I know that, but they are kind of cool. If I come across one, yeah. So
I'm gonna look for some. I'm gonna try to look for some. They'd go well with my stuff. Plus, hockey.
There.
Plus the Ducks. Yeah. Like, let's rank these real quick. We need to rank these. This has been a long episode, so sorry for everybody, but we had to do some catch up. So let's rank these. Michael, where do you put these? We have a short list, so.
With what we've got there, we got Big Jim, ColecoVision, and Ring Raiders is what we've got. I would actually put these. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it at number 3 in between ColecoVision and Ring Raiders.
Really, I thought you were gonna put it at number 2. John, 3?
You guys are horrible.
I had it up before he even said it, what his was. So I was like, it's already up there. I know what it is.
I mean, you guys know where I'm.
So mine and Michael's are still the same.
Yeah. And I have diverged. These are going number 1 for me right now on this one. I actually like these figures. I think they're really cool. And then on top of that, the vehicles just kind of, I don't know. They're fun vehicles.
Pretty cool.
So I also watched the cartoon. The Ducks are kind of, even though I'm not a Ducks fan, the rest of it, the Mighty Ducks are kind of, like I said, for me, it's cult classic stuff and everything. So, these are high on my list. So I can see you guys putting in number 3 because you guys know what the toys are. So,
I was more around, ColecoVision. Big Jim was pretty exciting to me. I guess it was. I mean, it was before my time, but it was still. It still interests me more. ColecoVision was around my time. I'm more of an Atari guy anyway, but it was around that type of gameplay, and the Ring Raiders just didn't interest me either. So, but yeah, so it was. This is more interesting than the Ring Raiders.
I'm glad you said that ColecoVision was before your time, because I was going to say that's what happens when you get old. But you said it was before your time, so it doesn't really.
Big Jim was before. Yeah, Big Jim was before my time, but ColecoVision was right about the same time as Atari time.
Yeah,
it just didn't. It was good.
All right, before we go we're going to this will be crazy. So thank you. Be sure you listen. John did all of our socials at the beginning of the episode, went through all those. Go follow us, share. Hopefully we'll be back more consistently going forward. We have a lot of toy lines that we've added over the last few weeks, and things that we're looking to get to. We are now 4 episodes away from matching the Dorksmen, which we're going to do a countdown at this point, and we're going to beat them. So it'll all be good. It's a fun competition. But thanks for listening to episode 136. It's kind of amazing. It's been almost 3 years of us doing this at this point. We're at 136. It's been a lot of fun. So
yeah.
You know, anything else you want to guys add about the Mighty Ducks or anything?
No, I'm just hope everybody made it this far, because I traveled on quite a bit on this one. Like I said, it wasn't as interesting, and there wasn't as much information out there as some of these other lines that we've done. And we've been gone for a little bit, so we are kind of out of practice a little bit. So
I beg to differ, Michael. So even though there wasn't a lot of facts on this or whatever, there was a lot that
there was a lot.
Like
there.
I added some stuff. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
And everything. So we did diverge. We didn't talk a lot about toys at the beginning. We talked about the movies, the cartoon, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but it's all good.
There's a lot.
It's all Mighty Ducks. It's all
there's
there,
a lot to the Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and John's bringing something up. Oh, yep, the little puck things.
That's the McDonald's toy.
These are the McDonald's toys. So those will be coming up at some point when we talk about some more McDonald's toys.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that, like I said, thanks for listening to episode 136 about the Mighty Ducks, released by Mattel in 96 through 97. Lots of stuff for just a year, but it's all good. So, on behalf of the Brothers Newland here at the Toy Rewind podcast, play on.
You've been listening to the Toy Rewind podcast. Follow and join in the conversations at toyrewindpodcast.com.